Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Habitual Line Crosser. How is everyone doing this wonderful day? Let's go ahead and pause that. I put in some new sound effects. You want to see that? There's a harp. A10. This one takes a second. Right? The Flying Fart of Freedom. A different jam. Yeah, that one's like, it's time to play the game. It's very similar to that, but it is not that song because we don't do copyrights here. What is up, everyone? I ended up, if you were here on the last stream 2 weeks ago, I ended up not going on the USO thing. Things just didn't line up. It wasn't going to work out. So I do plan on doing something like that in the future. I don't know when. I would be totally open to it. Is that a rocket in your pocket? No. It's probably a flashlight because I'm always prepared. I don't have a very large wiener. That's not a thing. I am back. Yes, I did the Formula 4 racing. I can't wait for that video to come out. Me and Eli also may have bet a tattoo on something because I like betting dumb shit. Like money is, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like money is important, but I can always make more money. Have you ever bet something and made one of your friends like eat a moth? 10 out of 10. Way better than any sum of money, right? Or we had one guy take a bite out of the commander's candle on his desk. That's the shit I like betting. That is so much more fun to me. So, yeah, sound effects, need more blue balls. I might get a copyright for that. Fuck it. Full send. I see Wolfram is in here. Wolfram, you and I have been playing a little bit of Roadcraft, and I was like, man, when are they going to update the list of mods in pros? Turns out there's a whole thing online that there's tons of mods for the game already, but they're not in game yet. Now you can download them and put them in the files and do it. I can't figure out how to do it. I'm a little slow. But I would very much, there's some cool things in there that would really be helpful. So weapons checking in. What is up, weapons? I got to get a horn back in here. I need to do that. Yeah. So, thank you that covering that bit about McConnell. I saw on Twitter, someone said he passed away, and I kind of feel bad for my weekend at Bernie's joke, but I don't know how true that is. It wasn't a reputable source. I haven't looked into it yet. I've been crazy busy. Y'all play DayZ? No, I did a long, long time ago, 2013, when it was still kind of in alpha or beta. I have no idea. I played it way back when. And then I got murked by a guy who was camping the extract, and I was like, yeah, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm good on this. You very much are slow. Yeah. I used to have my own server, not so much anymore. Are you talking about, you said in DayZ. I was like, you guys still have that, Windrose server? Windrose is fun. It just kind of fell off for me. And there's a Knox. Knox. Who's there? A big fat boy? Okay. All right. You're late. You're late, Mr. Chunk. You're late. He must have just had his D-I-N-N-E-R. Oh, I don't have to spell it out now. You've already eaten. His dinner. Glorp, I talked to him for 20 minutes earlier today. Trust me, he's still alive. Okay. I don't know how true that is. Bragging rights live forever. Money comes and goes. See, exactly. The man's got the right idea. What is my favorite gun that I've shot? So my favorite gun of all time is, in my opinion, the most perfect crew-served machine gun that has ever been built. Now, just based on that description alone, I'm sure many of you know exactly where I'm going with this. The M2 Heavy Barrel 50 caliber machine gun. I love everything about that. She's a heavy girl, but when she starts talking and they fire better dirty, they're resilient. They've been around for so long. They've had a couple of changes, like a trigger bar modification. They put a safety on them, and now they have a fixed headspace and timing barrel, which I don't know how I feel about that. But if it functions, this is the thing. As much as I want to be like, hey, I know how to use headspace and timing, functionality over, nostalgia. Favorite Warhammer 40k Xenos faction. So I'm right now I'm reading the Horus Heresy, and I haven't run into too many Xenos. I will say the mega arachnids are pretty fucking beast. That was kind of a cool bit, but I don't know any other factions right now. So we need HLC to stream him trying to groom dogs. Hey. I'm actually, there's my contractor. I love the guy. He's a really good dude. Doesn't speak hardly any English, but his crew works their ass off, and they always want to satisfy the customer. Like, I love working with these guys. They poured me a floor with epoxy. It didn't go right. I mean, it's water under the bridge. It's money lost. Like, that's nothing I can do because all the money was used on the materials. I get it. But now I have to go to somebody else to get it done right. And I mean, it is what it is, but lesson learned on both sides there. But yeah, now that's a bit of a setback. Hey yo, after 6.5 years infantry, got my honorable DD-214. Did you hear about the Clacton election in Britain? It's Nigel, hold on, I'm trying to read this. Farage versus Count Binface. Those, I don't know if one of those is a made up name, but they both sound made up. There's unverified reports of a Ukrainian F-16 downing a Su-35 in Ukraine. Yes, I did see that report, and I'm waiting with bated breath on confirmation. Like, this is the thing, guys. There's no mistaking my stance on that entire war. That would be fucking awesome. The kid would just lose his shit. But as much as, like, so there was a report like a year or two ago that Ukraine took out an S-500, which is the only operational S-500 in the world. And I was like, oh, please be true, please be true. And I just never saw anything else on it. No verified reports. I'm like, damn it. I can't even make a joke about this. It was in my notes for probably 6 months, hoping somebody would find me information or details about it. Here's $5 to bully Eli into getting his camera fixed for Kind of Consensual. Dude, the next Kind of Consensual is actually, it's a good one. We just recorded it yesterday or the day before. I don't know. My days are all kind of blending together. Days off are not really a thing anymore. If I'm not working on videos or other businesses, I'm working on the dog grooming salon. And if I'm not working on the dog grooming salon, I'm handling personal shit. Like, I really want a lazy day where I just sit in pajamas all day and do nothing but play video games, but it's just not in the cards. Also, it's, to some people, it's kind of a small thing, but I benched 275 pounds today. I'm proud of myself. So anyone out there wants to say fat or trash, if you can't even put up 225, sit the fuck down. Okay. 275 is a good one for me. It's the most I've done in a long time. I think my record is like 305. So I'd like to get back up there again. What is up? Slam Hessen. How you doing? Orcs are just fun. Orcs, I do like, they're not in, okay, they are in 30K. They are in the Horus Heresy, but so far they've not had any big battles that have been depicted in the books that I've read. So I know, like, the idea of the orcs is basically they're all kind of like low-level psychers, more or less. And if they believe in something, then it morphs into reality, like the color red making cars faster, shit like that, which is hilarious. It is, the orcs are the hillbillies of the fucking space world, which is wonderful. So love an M1 Garand. Have I ever fired an M1? No, I don't think I have. I will tell you, a BAR is a fun gun. Browning automatic rifle, they are so much fun. That magazine's way too small, but God, they are fun. Is there any Franklin plushies? No, they're all gone. I am going to be revisiting that. I don't know when, but I do want to revisit that because they went so quick. Like, I want you guys to be able to have them, but they were gone like that. So I need to get back on that. But to get just those ones was a 2-year expedition for me. I'm not going through who I did last time, but yeah. What up, long balls? Ethan, just finished my first week of Navy Sea School. Oh shit. You misspelled my name, but it's okay. Sea School. Okay. That's like your AIT, isn't it? Like after boot? I think that's what it is. I heard bars kick pretty hard. Not so much. It's a really direct kick. Like, it really, like, so if you're prepared for it to push you back, you can put it on, because it's like a low speed versus high speed, like, switch on there. And there's a video on my Instagram of me just like, let me show you how Grandpappy did this in WW2. And I just, 20 rounds. And I handled it. But honestly, the weapon itself is really good because when you're walking around with it, she is so forward heavy. You're like, why is this gun so heavy on the front end? And then you fire it and it just levels out perfectly. And you're like, John Moses Browning, thank you so much. You're so good at engineering weapons. I tell you right now, when the Xenos come to Earth and want a piece, they're going to learn two things. What a B-52 is and what a Browning M2 heavy barrel 50 caliber machine gun is, which was one of the key pieces in my USA versus the Imperial or the Galactic Star Destroyer. Imperial Star Destroyer. Bishop Castle survived the Aspen Acres fire in Colorado. I heard we lost a couple of people there. One of them was from like another state. Like that dude, the fires in Colorado every year are so rough, man. I grew up there. I was there for the Hayman fire, which is like the biggest one in Colorado's history. The whole state was just smog. I had to wear like, pre-COVID, obviously, I had to wear like a fucking bandana around my face just so I could like function through the day. I think I was 15, 16 years old when that happened. I don't know. Tomahawks go Burt. Plushy refunds to Rise Chat. Bring on. Yankee Air Museum. Everything is on the table. I talked to Nick, and Nick is like, look, just line up a couple of them and ask me when I have dates and we'll make it happen. And I'm like, cool. So that's what we're starting to do, is just line up and we'll knock out like 2 or 3 episodes. We'll kind of batch them and then we'll release them month after month. I'm totally good with that. The man's schedule's insane. Hey, from Canada, I thought you could make a great skit about Canada's deal with, I think it's Germany, the professional boat touchers. With what did I miss? I was unaware of a deal between Canada and Germany. That's Germany, right? Belgium's left to right, Germany's top to down. I think that's right. Opinion on Korean cargo 737 going down, shot down, or bad accident in a bad location. I'm unfamiliar with that entire crash. I don't have an answer for you. This is the first I'm hearing about it. I'm so sorry. I wish I could form an opinion for you and give you some more details. Opinion on the Helldivers? I love Helldivers. I don't get a chance to play it very often anymore. It's just because when I have downtime, I'm trying to like unwind. So that's why I love Roadcraft. I'm just chilling, building roads, pouring sand, not thinking about much. I'm not bothering nobody. That's what I do with my downtime. Helldivers is just, when I play with my brother plays Helldivers religiously, but he only plays on Helldive difficulty. He's like, oh, I won't play anything below that. And I'm like, bro, I want to have fun. I want a chance to actually win. Like, what are we doing? Favorite Pepperbox creator, first super chat ever, and owner of Franklin 317. Tomorrow is my birthday. Could I please get a happy birthday from Grandpa Buff?
Okay, Amy. Normally I require feet pics. I'm just kidding. That's only Russia's mom.
You shut up your fucking mouth, you stupid plate.
That's fine. I'll shut my mouth when your mom puts a titty in it. Anyways, happy birthday, Amy Elizabeth. Holy shit. How old are you now? Please be over 18. It should be really awkward if you weren't. Okay. Cue Chris Hansen.
I hope that works for you guys. Can I teach Indiana how to build roads? Bro, I can't even teach New Mexico how to build roads. I was on the road this morning. I was headed to the gym, and I make a point to not drink my pre-workout before I head to the gym. I drink it in the parking lot because of New Mexico drivers. And I cannot make this up. I turn off the road from my neighborhood, doing 10 under the speed limit behind traffic. I'm like, what is going on? It's light traffic. There's no one in front of them. Okay, so then I make a right. On that right, I'm now doing 5 under. Okay. Then the speed limit goes up, and now I'm doing 10 under. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, folks? Like, every single person. If you drive under the speed limit in the left lane, I want you to know, I hope you step on a Lego every day for the rest of your life. And when one foot steps on a Lego, you panic, and your other one, you stub your toe on a hard wooden desk. I hope both of those things happen. But I'm your favorite Pepperbox creator. I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like a regular dude. I don't feel any different, but I did purchase something. So, I got that Suppressed 22 sent to me by my friend Ryan, who owns Denver Bullets. And, I hadn't. Thanks. I almost just shit myself, you fat ass. He sent me that Suppressed 22. It's a great weapon. It's a lot of fun to use, right? And keep it clean. But I realized I ride my ATV out in the desert. And out in the desert, there's rattlesnakes, all sorts of stuff that you can just do whatever you want to with. Like the state is allowing, like, if you see it, you can get rid of it. Like rattlesnakes are considered a nuisance here. And I was like, you know, what'd be cool is if I could get a holster that I could shoot and move at the same time, because a lot of people give me a hard time for being a left-handed shooter, but all off-road vehicles, with the exception of UTVs, the throttle's on the right. So you got to practice offhand shooting. I don't. So I bought a chest rig, and it'll be here in a couple of days, and I'm going to be in my ATV. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Bork, this is a Wendy's. Hey man, weapons may hate me for saying this, but I hate AR-15s and AK-47s because they standardize gun designs and no one makes interesting gun designs anymore, sadly. There are some companies, okay, if you want like weird gun designs, as far as I'm understanding, Kel-Tec is kind of your go-to. Like, I want something strange, weird colored, we're going to bullpup your AR, like just wild I don't know if they actually bullpup ARs there, but from what I understand, Kel-Tec is like the go-to. If the kid is a 40K character, what character would he be? Also, Russia's mom. What vehicle, aircraft, tank would be Russia's mom? I'm thinking a Tu-95 bomber. That kind of encompasses old, heavy, and slow. But still capable. And let me see. 40K character for the kid. I got to think about this one for a minute. Captain Jarvitz sticks to his guns, very much on one team, and even when they tried to wipe out him and everyone else, he still went into a last stand like a fucking boss. At least as far as I know right now in the stories. I would say he's Captain Jarvitz. Tu-95 can be faster than Buffy Dummy. No, it can't. No, it can't. No. Get out of here with that fake stuff, weapons. That's fake news. He's making that up. He's entirely. He has a stunt autist right now typing at his computer. That's what he has. That's not a real thing. That's not. Props do not move faster than jets. It's just physics. It's science. I have no idea. I'm just making shit up. Let me see. When are you going to talk about the Utah wildfires? We're burning up over here. I really want a Utah character. I would have to figure out a Utah character. There's a lot of states right now experiencing wildfires, and I don't really know what to do about that. I should bring it up though. The wildfires, definitely. Let me see what I can do. I want to thank you for all videos you do to help me in my last time when I was depressed. So thank you for all you do, for all that you helped me a lot. Tassadar, I'm a little dyslexic. I'm hooked on phonicsing this. Tassadra? Tassadar? Tass. We're going to go with Tass. Hey man, that's honestly, this is the thing. I make a comfortable living from social media. Like, that's the truth of it. I'm not gonna deny that to you guys, right? Like I make a very comfortable living. Even if I didn't, I'd still make these videos. I just like making people laugh. I like making people smile. Like if you want me to go back all the way to like when I was, coming up as a creator, is I was in a really bad spot. I made a couple of videos because I wanted people to tell me I was great. It was super selfish. And then after a little while, what I realized was a couple of weeks, I realized the world is bad to everybody, and I can make things not as shit with effort. And so that's what I did. And that's what I try and be. Do a fire plane. That's actually not a half bad idea. That's not bad. Is it politics? If you're right though, that's funny as hell. Am I glad Spain beat Belgium? I didn't even know Spain beat Belgium, but good job, Spain. Also, we still are kind of mad at Spain. I don't know if we're mad at Spain. Look, this is the thing. Honest question. Was Spain a part of GWOT? I know Spain's NATO, I think, right? But was Spain a part of GWOT? I don't remember ever seeing Spanish troops, Spanish jets, Spanish planes, helicopters. I don't know if they actually participated. I know some countries were like, we're not really a part of this. We'll send some supplies. I get that. And my thing is anyone who fought, they cut a check? Okay. Anyone who fought in GWOT and shed blood alongside Americans, this is my whole thing when it comes to NATO. We went to GWOT. We asked our allies for help. Many of them answered. There's respect in that. There's absolute profound respect in that. Canada answered. France answered. The United Kingdom answered. Australia answered. I don't know if New Zealand did. Germany answered. Fucking Poland answered. Like, we asked our allies for help and they showed up. And there's an absolute honor to that. But I also believe in finishing the job. And anyone who fought in GWOT longer than a day knows that everyone we were fighting was supported by Iran. If I was, and I just personal experience, right? If I was sitting here in the United States and let's say United Kingdom or France went into Iran, like, we're going to fucking finish this fight for whatever reason. And the US said, we're not going to help you. I would be pissed. I would be absolutely pissed. Now, I got it. There's some that are tired of hearing the US call for, the light the lights at Gondor. Gondor calls for aid. I get it. There's some that are tired of that. But I look at, life is like a chess match, 2-3 steps ahead. And they're like, well, you're doing this on behest of Israel, right? That's the big thing. I look at the second, third order effect. The last aggressor in the region is Iran, which is where everything has stemmed from. If they're no longer an aggressor, we don't have to spend $6.8 billion on Israel's defense. Seems like a win-win, but I don't know. It's for like a year at the start. Yeah. So that's my thought process on it, right? Have we heard any more from our blind friend and his Thai girlfriend? Blind friend and his Thai girlfriend. Oh my God, is there a character I came up with and totally forgot about? Wait, I had a blind character. Yeah, the new like Blackhawk looking fucking aircraft. Didn't I? Dude, I'm so lost. Spain has been in siesta once since the revolution ended in the 1940s. Don't take it personal. That's fair. I don't know a lot about Spanish politics. I hear people, and people talk to me and they have very not important, what's the word I'm looking for? Significant feelings about, they're like, they're a communist, they're a socialist, they're this. I like, okay, those labels don't really mean anything nowadays until you prove it to me, because everybody, oh my God, they just throw around everything. They want to use the worst word, and words are important, right? When you call something a genocide, is it awful? Yes. Is it a genocide? I think it downplays other genocides, and you guys know what I'm talking about. There are things that can be awful in this world without being a genocide. There are people who can uphold the law here and pick up people off the road without being a fascist, right? There's nuance out there, but nowadays, why does Brandon like the AK? I don't know. Reliability, maybe? The Air Zoo just got its A10. I'm open to everything. I think our next trip somewhere on the East Coast, Fenn has been planning it. Fenn, I love that kid, man. He has taken it and run with it. He had a meeting with NASA. Like, Fenn, the same kid who like pissed his pants in an Uber and didn't remember what room he was in Denver, had a meeting with NASA. And they want us to come out there sometime and watch them test engines, which I said, fucking yes. That kid, dude, I don't know. When he said he was having a meeting with NASA, I thought he was talking about like the gift shop. Like, I didn't think it was like NASA, right? Like, I love Finn, but I really underestimated the kid. I love Finn, man. Finn is such a good dude. How do I get history main character topic TFE Nick? Could you make a note and send it to him? General Robert Eckelberger. Commanded U.S. ground victory World War II, 32nd ID. I haven't even heard of this guy. Tell you what. We'll go like that. I'll send it. I have no idea if he's going to reply. I have no clue. There you go. I just sent it to him. If the urge gets me strong enough, you can borrow my M1 for a day. I ain't gonna say no. Don't worry. 37 tomorrow, and yes, favorite, I have Grandpa Buff Pepperbox shirt. Amy, you're one of the good ones. I gotta get some new Pepperbox merch. Like, on Kind of Consensual, we keep talking about, like, we should do a shirt for this, we should do a shirt for that, and, like, no one is pulling the trigger, and it's pissing me off. I'm like, bro, So like people want to Pop Goes the Russian. So I came up with an idea and I shot it over to John and he's like, I'm going to start working on it on Monday. I'll see what I can get for you. Might go over well. Might not. I don't know. What is Lego made a buff set? I think there's a company out there. It's not Lego, but they're doing a similar like brick design. It's just different enough that it falls outside of copyright laws. I think it's 10% is the required copyright, which is how like Five Finger Death Punch got away with House of the Rising Sun. They had at least a 10% difference. I don't know if it's percent or 10. I don't know. But there's a company out there doing those. There's also a company making Robert Space Industries ships. Like I love, and basically Wolfram is dead wrong when he opposes this. The Drake Corsair. It's a beautiful ship. It's a phenomenal. If you play Star Citizen, wonderful ship. It's a good all around. It can take a little bit of punishment. It can deal out some good punishment. It's big enough to move some cargo. You can carry a gray cat in it. It's a good, solid ship. Is it Kobe? Is that the name of the company? Lego will never build a buff. They won't do anything military. Yeah, it's because they suck. Make a shirt the buff with an arrow pointing down. The buff would just... I saw Japanese troops in Iraq in 06. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. I never saw Japanese personally. I will tell you, I believe that they were there. Because like when I went to Kandahar Airfield, the Canadians brought with them Tim Hortons. And there was always a line around the fucking T-wall barriers on Kandahar Airfield for Tim Hortons. So Canadians were there. I also saw Canadian Special Forces out in Sector one time. At least I was told they were Special Forces. I don't know what they're actually called. They had a French PX there. I don't remember seeing any French troops. And then one day there was, I think it was Great Britain and I almost want to say it was a North African nation. They were playing cricket in the quad like at the boardwalk at Kandahar Airfield, and I had a British guy. I was like, I have no idea how this game is played. And he was trying to explain it to me. Very confusing. So I saw the Brits there. I had the Aussies fueling my system downrange. Germans had their own area on Kandahar Airfield. They also had alcohol there. Fucking bastards. But yeah, there was a lot of them there. Japanese had medics, Legos, Dutch rudder, some shit like that. Oh, sorry, you guys aren't supposed to use caps. Wolfram is quick on it, but I was quicker to read it. I'm sorry, Wolfram. He's like, stop reading. He'll message me. Stop reading the capitals. HLC, the U.S. military does have a variant of the C-130 Hercules that is specifically modified for wildfire fighting. It's the largest tanker for it. Is it? I'm not being a smartass. Like, I mean, I believe a C-130 is a significant tanker, and they lost one. I think it was in the California wildfires years ago. Like, it hit an updraft really hard, and it folded the wings up. If you guys have never seen that video, it's fucking wild, man. Like, there's nothing you can do. That crew was dead the second it hit that updraft, which is so shitty. But I swear there's a bigger tanker. I think I've seen one. It looks almost like a fucking 747. Okay, weapons and Wolfram are both backing me up. Not the largest. Like, C-130, don't get me wrong. She's a solid old girl, right? Like, there's a reason it's been around this damn long. It's a solid air platform. And it's very capable and very variable? Modifiable? Words are hard. 747, tankers large. Okay, I was like, I could have swore I saw one. HLC, thanks for everything you do. Birthday was to... And my gift was my car getting totaled. Can I get a happy birthday from the B2 or the Lancer? I don't know if you guys heard that. That was thunder outside. It's weird here in the desert.
Well, you see, there are certain things that when your car is totaled, you must react.
No, dude, totally serious here, man. Happy fucking birthday, man. Dude, you get totally blazed. Do some crack. It's birthday crack. It's like a cheat day, dude. And do not tell him to do birthday crack. Okay, fine. Birthday meth. That'll last for a couple of days, dude. Way better. It's super cheap. And the white guys sell it, which is wild. I'm sorry. That's the best I can throw off, out of nowhere, man. But happy birthday, Nate. Hope it was a good one, dude. Hope you don't remember any of it. When will Buff date China's mom?
I'm not into Chinese food.
That, like, I almost vomited that out. Like, I didn't even plan that line. It was just, oh, he's sentient. He's sentient at that point. Oh, that's a fucking Slavic name if I ever heard one. Myashev, M4 Bison bomber for Russia's mom. I'm unfamiliar with the platform. I'm going to take a picture of that because I'll forget that shit. M4 Bison. Vietnam flashbacks. Let me see here. I got to get back to where I was. Fenn is the most interesting man in the world. He really is. I genuinely believe. Sorry, we're getting back to Fenn because I'm catching up on chat. I genuinely believe I could spend every day for the rest of my life with Fenn, and I would never learn all of Fenn's lore. Like, it's so wild. The kid he comes out of nowhere, and he thinks it's normal. Like, he thinks his life experiences are nothing, which is so much funnier. Like, you just be hanging out with him, and you're like, you cut your finger, you're like, oh, man. He'd be like, oh, man, I remember this one time I was helping out Chef Gordon Ramsay on one of his shows, and he cut his finger, and I'm like, when the fuck did you work with Gordon Ramsay? Like, dude, it's so wild, that kid. Hello from Greenland again. Hey, what's going on? Does Nate own a Camaro? How far can I go with name calling, pointing out mistakes you make? Google map of Tassie. Wait, what? What about Tassie? Look, until recently, I didn't even know Tasmania was a Australian state, okay? That is my American education system coming through. I'm from Utah. I should make a character a little soft-spoken. I was thinking about doing like a Chaplin character. Well, hey, y'all. Oh, man, that's not playing right. Well, hey, y'all. Let's just all gather around and let's talk about the things that are going on right here in Utah. And I'd say one of them is probably that we're all on fire. Maybe something like that. Chappie. Dude, I still can't do a South African accent to save my life. And every time I hang out with Aaron, admin results, he does it perfectly. And I try and mimic him, and I can kind of do it a little bit with him. And then when he's not around, I lose it all. Knox, I swear to God, I'm going to shave you. Knox. Oh, I'm going to go deal with him. Have a chair stream for a couple seconds. Knox. You get in here. Do you want to go in air timeout? You're going to be in air timeout. And now I'm covered in Knox hair. That's all right. It's a gym shirt. All hail chair. I knew it was coming. The IRGC is a terrorist organization, and ISIL demonstrated that attacking regional stability can require force. The Persian people must have a voice. I completely agree. And out of everything, here's the thing, right? It's like my same stance, and this might be a hard take for somebody. Mods, I'm sorry. Okay. For me, the morality of finding out who is in the right and who is in the wrong is very simple. If Persians took back their country, could Muslims live there peacefully? Absolutely. 100%. With the IRGC in charge, if you're a non-Muslim, can you live there peacefully? Not really. Same goes for Israel and Palestine. Jews can't really live in Palestine peacefully. But also there's a large number of Palestinians who can't really live in Israel peacefully, which is why that's where it gets a little muddy and nuanced. So I don't know. May the chair force be with you. I got to get a different chair, guys. This thing is leather. I love it. Don't get me wrong. Super comfortable. But goddamn, I'm sweating my balls off in this thing. They're on the floor right now. You can't see them, but yeah. Coconut groves, buff snow's more fun than sand.
I'm so tired of sand, man. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. And honestly, that's where they keep fucking sending me. They never send me anywhere nice. Hey, you want to go to this nice beach? No, because there's no fucking war there, because there's women in bikinis or thick Latinas or something, and everyone's fucking peaceful. But no, you want to send me to the cradle of civilization where everyone fucking hates each other and the sand all smells like dick.
Well, more like ass. Ooh, I just got a news article sent to me. Canada selects strike missiles. The Joint Strike Missile, which, I mean, they were part of the program. That checks out. Have I been out to the Quebec O1 missile launch facility in Wyoming? If not, would you like a challenge coin from there? I have not been out there. I know Wyoming and Montana both have some awesome, like, old missile silos. There was one I was looking at that's, like, turned into an Airbnb, and I might do, like, if we can, a habitually fat out there where, like, because they have one that's been converted into, like, sleeping quarters and shit like that, and then the other ones are, like, still old nuke bunkers and shit. And I'm like, that would be kind of cool. I think that would be awesome. No, he was right. Who was right? Me? Wolfram, what did you just send me? Oh, a chair. Would you guys want to watch that chair though? Would you? Only time I was close to a B-52 was in Australia. You know, there was a comedian, I can't remember who it was, and he just had a funny joke. He's like, you know what's crazy is America is the only country in the world that when we hear jets, we get excited because something interesting is happening. That literally doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. And I was like, well, tell them to stop fucking touching boats and shit. And stop having so much oil. Really? Whose fault is that? You want to build your country right where America's oil is? What is wrong with you? Such a fucked up joke. I should have used that in a video. I might use that in a video. Does the chair speak in buff? No. On the Army politics front, what is up with General Donahue, formerly in charge of EUCOM and AFRICOM, being dismissed by SecDef recently? I don't know. Okay, so I haven't looked into that one. I know he, like, the dude, pipe hitter, last man out of fucking Afghanistan, like, dude is there, right? And I'm all about present leaders. I'm all about present leaders. I don't know. I haven't read anywhere that he was dismissed. I read that maybe, like, he was kind of ushered, like, you should retire because you're not going to progress any further than this, which is basically the same thing at that level. I'll be honest with you. I met Randy George, the former Army Chief of Staff, right? I met him. And he was one of the most down-to-earth, like, servant leaders I ever met. He was very much like, I want to be in the trenches with the guys. I want to make their life easy. I want to remove all the political red tape and bullshit so that they can execute their mission with the most lethality and the most tactical capability on the battlefield. And I love that. I'm all for that. Apparently him and SecWar had a falling out. I don't know. That one kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I met Randy George. And I'm like, that dude was all about the troops, which is, if you've been in the military for more than a few years, that is a rare quality in brass. That is a very rare quality. I can remember every awesome fucking field grade officer I've ever had. I can remember every single one of them. I wish our snowbacks the best with their censorship laws coming out. Oh, is it Canada having more censorship laws? Ooh. Wolfram's going to be playing a video game with me and just get cut off from the Canadian government. It's funny. TV show for you, forget about it, you may like it. Forget about it? That's the name of the TV show? Snow monkeys. Oh my God. I've been seeing an ad for an office chair that, like, has fans built in, and I could just imagine, like, sitting on an office chair, hot day, and all you hear from the fans blowing underneath is like, someone's going to clip that. I shouldn't have done that. Map of Tassie is an Aussie phrase you should learn, champ. My bad. Okay. Also, how the fuck does China test a missile in the South Pacific and you not report it? Because it's so common. I'm not being a smartass. I promise you. Missile tests in the Pacific we do them all the time. You don't even hear about them. China does them all the time. And trust me, with SBX and all our other systems out there, if it was coming towards somebody, we would know. We would know probably before it hits apogee at least, but maybe boost phase. Discord is bullshit, Wolf. You just banned because he having a bad day? What? No, they don't. We usually talk about all bans until I come in with the ban hammer. Map of Tassie is an Aussie phrase. Okay, I'm going to have to look up Map of Tassie. My dad had a buff moment as contractor in Saudi during Ramadan. No wonder they're pissed off all the time here. No booze. They cover up women. Now they can't drink in 150-degree weather. Dude, it really is. And no bacon. No bacon. And the only time it sucks is when they make us have no bacon. Like, so when I was in UAE, they don't really care. They're like, you guys can have whatever you want for your, we're not going to restrict your diet. The units in Jordan couldn't have real bacon. It was all turkey bacon. Which is, it's better than no bacon, but it's, come on. Buff is always missile testing Russia's mom. What are my thoughts on the Antonov AN-225 Miria that was tragically destroyed near the beginning of Russia's special military operation? Do you think another should be built? I think sheerly out of spite, the Ukrainians, when this war is finally over, if Ukraine continues to exist, which I suspect will be the case, I have very little doubt that they will rebuild the AN-225 without question. Just as a show of like, we are back. Right? It's one of those things like, what do I compare it to that the U.S. has done just sheerly because we can? I'm drawing a blank right now of shit we've done just because we can. Al Dhafra is a cool base. Bro, ADAB, it's where it's at. You know what's funny is when we were there, they were like, you can't say where you're at in UAE. And I'm like, hey, I don't know if you guys know this. You can go on Google Maps and see the Air Force logo in our fucking pool. Which I only used once the entire year I was there. Some of us have to work for a living. Someone has to keep all the airmen safe. The moon landing. Yeah, there you go. Moon landing. We hemorrhaged money. We destroyed shit. Like, we just wanted to get there. Yeah, that's fair. Stealth bombers. Another thing. Well, those also serve a legitimate purpose, but I get it. I get what you're saying. Spruce Goose. That was because we could. Yeah. What am I? Sorry. My gosh, I'm like way behind. Hi, just Herman Miller office chairs are great. I'll have to check them out. At least you didn't pull a Hassan Piker with Nox. Mad respect. Can you have the buff airdrop him back into Cuba since he likes it there so much? Bro, that guy. The more I learn about Hassan Piker, the more like I don't like him. Regardless of his differing opinions from my own, the man genuinely hates the United States of America. Everything we stand for, everything we've been built on, he hates all of it. And I guess that also makes America the greatest country in the world because even people who hate it don't want to leave. I love that we've created this weird narrative that the worst thing you can do to somebody who comes into here illegally is send them back where they came from. They're like, that's just a terrible punishment. So you're saying everywhere else is dog shit without saying everywhere else is dog shit. That's wild. That's crazy. I understand the historical reference, the historical standing of the importance of legal immigration. We are a country of immigrants. Absolutely. And since all this shit has happened, like the wall went up and we're militarizing this and stuff like that. You know what's crazy? I'm right down here on the Mexican border. All the Mexican contractors and the people who work the fields, they don't give a shit. They're like, I have a work visa. I hop on my bus at 3 a.m, come up here, do my work, and then I go home at the end of the day. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They're like, yeah, it is what it is. So the current U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff was a 1-star at Kadena while I was there between 2009 and 12. You know what's crazy is, so my brigade commander when I was in Korea, Colonel Sanchez, when I got to White Sands Missile Range, he was the 1-star in charge of White Sands Missile Range, General Sanchez. And then later on, I was dating my wife at the time. I was at a wedding for one of her cousins, and he was there. And I was still in the military at the time, but he had already retired. And I remember her uncle, awesome dude. His name's Ronald. He's a retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel. So before I even met him, she's like, hey, he's a retired Marine. He's going to give you a hard time. And I was like, cool, I'm going to give it right back. And Ronald and I have been super tight after that first meeting. He fired at me and I fired right back. And he's like, oh, this guy knows ball. Yeah, that's just, he's going to test you. He's going to fucking push your buttons. And I was shit-faced at this wedding. I was 3 sheets to the wind. And Ronald was talking to General Sanchez, retired. And I went up there and I was like, don't worry, sir, I'll get rid of this Marine trash. And I started pushing Ronald away. Sometimes I just be doing shit. Shooting a satellite. Great other example. We shot a satellite because we could. Now, a few countries can do that, but we did it back in the 80s. And then again in 2008. And then technically we did it in the early 90s with a laser, but the test officially failed, but the satellite was still inoperable. I don't know. I've been to Kadena. I drank a lot. Kadena is... Where is Kadena? I know that name. Is it on the East Coast? No. Where the fuck is Kadena? Do I want another medal? Fuck no, I don't. Don't care. Oh, wait, are you saying like to send in the P? Oh, I mean, you can. But I Okinawa, there you go. Kadena's in Japan. Yes, that's why I know it. Because Kadena is co-located with the air defense unit down there, 1-1 Air Defense Artillery, which I think has been reflagged as something else. But 1-1 Air Defense Artillery was protecting Kadena Air Base on Okinawa. I almost said Osan. That's Korea. Your jet joke is dumb. Australia has oil and jets, do flyovers, and the most recent country to set off bombs here was England with nukes. Listen. People go bomb things in Australia because, and let me be clear, half of your country is uninhabited. You can just do shit out there. That's fair though. That is fair. We do love our air shows and we do love our air power. With the passing of Bonnie Tyler, bro, that hurt me more than I let the world know. I request we get Mrs. HLC covering I Need a Hero. You know what's crazy? I discovered that song back in the 90s in the movie Footloose, which is the first time I heard that song. I don't know if it was ever... I'm going to have them neuter you again. Dude, can you stop yelling at everything in the world? But Bonnie Tyler, in the movie Footloose, and every time I hear that song, I just think of Kevin Bacon playing chicken on a tractor and his shoelace gets stuck, right? That was the first thing that I think of now. And, a couple other movies have used it since then. And I remember I had it on tape. Showing my age here. Back in the 90s, I had it on tape and I had a little boombox and I would jam out to that soundtrack. I loved the soundtrack from Footloose and I would jam out to that song. And my brother Eli, would always give me shit. You need a hero? Is it because you're gay? And it used to bother me so bad. And now I'm in my truck, 36 years old, turned all the way up. I need a hero. I was jamming it today. He thought you had canards. Guarding the KFC in Fallujah in 2007. Wait, what? I would love for Mrs. Linecrosser to do I Need a Hero. Amongst other things. You guys, picking up what I'm laying down. Did you say gay? No, fuck you, Michael. You're gay. I bet you have canards. I know something the U.S. did that no one else can ever. We attacked one of our own old CVs after we stripped out all the crew and damaged fire protection stuff, and we couldn't sink it. Actually, yeah, we did. What was it? The USS Nevada? Was it the Nevada? I think Nick did a video about it. We nuked it twice, which is wild to me. And now we can sink them with very little effort. It's like every time someone's like, oh, ships are hard to take down, I'm like, you need to look up the B2 video about the quick sink. Just look that up. When you pick up a fucking 300-foot boat from the ocean, you hit it, it splits in half, and the ocean underneath it is gone for a little while. And then when the ocean comes rushing back in, it breaks it in half the other way. And it's such a wild thing. Have you guys ever seen the video of the quick sink? That is really just a fusing option? Really? I didn't know that. So what is it, like a 2,000-pound JDAM set with a different type of fusing? You would know. I'm genuinely curious. I've just heard of the quick sink. The just because for Americans is keeping a ship active from 1797, the USS Constitution. Yes, the Cotton Hill reference would fit so spiteful. Can't go wrong without it. Or it won't go out. The USS Constitution. Hell yeah. I think I brought that up in my USA versus Cuba. We should send the Constitution out. Just rain some fucking cannonballs. Show we can still do it. Because it was such a one-sided battle against Cuba. I was like, this is. But you know what's crazy is someone made a video. I got tagged in it. And then I sent it out to like all the guys because it was so fucking cool. I was tagged in it on Twitter, or X, whatever. And it's from someone called Dirty Civilian. And it was a TikTok video, but I think they make a full YouTube version. And it was basically some like modern special forces dude that got sent back to the Revolutionary War. And it goes so unbelievably hard. He's just in the woods at night with NVGs and a suppressor hunting redcoats. It's so good. It's so good. Like, it's everything the Final Countdown should have been. Final Countdown's still a great movie, but we should really remake that sumbitch. Can you imagine how much fun a modern, we won't even go with 5th gen, a modern F-18 would have hunting Japanese Zeros? Right? That was awesome. I was like, I commented, I was like, this goes unreasonably hard. It goes so unreasonably hard. Dirty Civilian is an awesome channel. Yeah, I've never heard of the guy. Someone tagged me in that, and I was like, dude, that goes really fucking hard. Like, I would want a full series of that. That goes so cool. The gang does the Revolutionary War. I think that would be fun. I should hit up Aiden. He's the one who does like all our skits. I think that would be fun. Aiden is an incredibly talented young man. He's a good dude. Am I going to take pollution down to zero? Captain Planet. This is the thing. The only problem I have with Captain Planet, right? You have earth, fire, wind, water, heart. Was she representing like the will to do things? Like, I got it in the show. She had like powers to, could change people's minds and make them feel a certain way. I got it. I feel like heart wasn't necessary. Okay. If you're Captain Planet and you have all the other elements, I mean, he's basically the Avatar, right? But he doesn't exist until they all put their rings together, which is the same thing that happens, ironically, when you put a bunch of West Pointers in the same room. They all put their rings together and summon Captain Planet. We need more DACA. Maddie was a he? I thought, no, the heart was a girl, wasn't she? I thought it was the blonde-haired chick, was the heart girl. Funky cold penguin toes? What are we talking about? My neighbor's a retired command sergeant major, started as a tunnel rat. After mentioning sand places he was stationed, I asked about the smell. He said he would rather hang around a homeless people who had soiled themselves. Yes. Dude, in the Middle East, I'm telling you, you could ask anyone who's been to the Middle East. Maybe not on the bases. I didn't spend too much time like on the FOB, on the main bases. I did at ADAB. And ADAB was the same way. The whole Middle East. You can go to the middle of nowhere where no one has been in 100 years. Pick up the sand and smell it. It smells like ass. The whole region. I'm not exaggerating. Ask any vet. Don't take my word for it. Find one of your friends or uncles, aunts, whoever was in GWAT and be like, what does the sand smell like in the Middle East? And they'll tell you ass. Every single time. Lilu Dallas Multipass. Weapons like can confirm. Whole place smells like ass, bro. The whole region. I've never been in Iran, but I'm willing to bet that it smells like ass. I'm willing to bet. Like, I don't know why. It's a modified mop. Oh, it's a modified mop? Well, that makes sense. It's a 30,000 pound penetrator hitting a ship. Yeah, no, that would break a ship in half. That'll do the trick. That without question. S does not smell that bad. Come again in my ears this time, Wilfram? Weapon says no, it's not. Okay, bro, I don't know. Oh, she was Wind. The blonde chick was Wind? Huh. HLC from the Pacific Northwest. Grandpa Buff needs to do a cover of Stacy's mom and call her Russia's mom.
Russia's mom has got it going on. She gurgles my balls when I've waited for so long. Russia, can't you see? She just is the girl for me.
Fuck it. It's not going to be that hard. I could put one together really, really easily. Quick Sync is a kit. See, Weapons is just, he's so serious all the time. You know, I'm the nice guy. Weapons is not the nice guy. Visiting Whidbey Island. Ooh, I actually know that place because I did a story on F-18s and how the people were bitching about. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being so self-centered? You move into a house that is on an island where they test and train pilots and you're upset about the jet noise. Could you be a bigger Karen? It's so wild to me. When people move near like racetracks or they move near airports and like, the jet noise is really bad. Why did you move there? Now I can't unsee that in my head. Hang on. Unexploded ordnance signed daily Navy bombing practice range from 1943 until 1971. Wonder what crime permits releasing offenders there. I totally agree with you. Like, guys, we need to test our weapon systems. Now, some may agree this is, they might be like, that's a terrible idea. There are some people in this world you cannot fix. I'm sorry. There are some that you can't fix. Now you have two options. You could either incarcerate them for the rest of their life because they are impossible to rehabilitate, right? No amount of medication, therapy, and time is going to rehabilitate these individuals. You're Ed Gein, you're Jeffrey Dahmer, you're Charles Manson. They're never going to be rehabilitated. They're never going to change. Why not let them free on an impact zone at a military installation and give a 3-day weekend to whatever crew hits them? It sounds like a win-win to me. Okay. That's where I'm at. Jokes on the people who live near Nellis, both Air Force Base and it has a racetrack. Fuck them. I would love that. My whole house shakes and they're like, man, do you want to live where your house shakes? Yeah, because I love freedom. What are we even talking about? You're Hunter Biden. I don't know, man. He might be rehabilitatable. He just likes drugs. You're not the only one, dude. All right. My son and I took Franklin to the Patton Museum. Oh, bro, I haven't been there since I was 18. It was 2009. Fort Knox, Kentucky. How can I get the pictures to you? Adventure through the Discord. Just reach out to my mods, Wolfram, Weapons, Phoenix. Oh my God, I'm forgetting all my mods. Oh my God. I should probably spend more time in there with you guys. I should probably do that if I had time. I agree with the raffle idea. Planes put me to sleep, see? Rogue Spy. Yeah, forgot about Rogue. Teal. Yeah, forgot about Teal. It's like idiots who move into a house next to a racetrack. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, why? It's a song that doesn't end after all. Pop Goes the Russians. Phoenix, I don't think is in today. Pop Goes the Russians. Don't worry. Pop Goes the Russians. You guys have asked for it. I kind of put the bug out there. Maybe I should make that into merch. And there's some pretty good suggestions out there. So I took one, modified it. And I'm like, let's see what we can make. Wolfram lost his heart. Oh, all day. Oh, Bing is another mod. Yeah. I do forget about you guys, but you work very well autonomously, which I think is a testament to your leadership ability, right? I don't have to be in there every day babysitting you guys. Is it true McConnell's declared dead? I don't know. I saw that on a Twitter post. I haven't looked into it at all. I have no clue. Honestly, this is the thing. I feel... This is going to hurt some feelings. I feel the same way about Mitch McConnell as I did about Joe Biden. Guys, the seat isn't that important. At what point do we cross into that this is dangerous for the individual, right? Like, they have all this power and they're fading. Let them spend time with their fucking family, right? Like, I feel bad for him, man. And then what was the girl from the Supreme Court, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, died in position. Like, you can't love your work that much, man. You have families. Go spend time with them. Like, we have a finite amount of minutes and seconds on this planet. Use them where they're important. Did I skip over your $10 donation, Hunter? I don't think so. I'm scrolling back up. Ping King. Texas Tea. Oh, that's as far as that one goes up. I try and get every single one of them, and I can't scroll up anymore. What did you say? Mods, make sure that I see his message. You can highlight it if you need to. And here we all are on YouTube. You know, that's fair. That's totally fair. I do this, you know, once a week just because I want it to be reachable. You know, I wanted to be able to interact, you know, safely for me, safely for you guys. I think Echelon is about to go nationwide, so it looks like I'm going to be at a couple of their openings, which is a good time. For some, their duty and service only end in death. And this isn't the Warhammer universe, man. Like, no matter how much time you spend with someone, you're always going to wish you could spend more with them. So, like, that's a realistic thing. Just spend what time with them you can. It's past Protocol 4 time? Okay. Can I keep my noise loud enough that he doesn't hear the bag? Oh. I'm going to be as loud as I can so he can't hear the bag, and you guys are going to see me open it right on camera. Oh, mic check. La 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 la. Crazy noises. There we go. You want to show them some tricks? Okay. Okay. Stop. Okay, sit. That went in the bathroom, you dill hole. Come here. All right, sit. Lay down. They can't see you there. All right, come over here. All right, sit. Lay down. Nope, down. Nope, we're not shaking. Down. Bang. And you're dead. That's a good dead dog. All right, now we can shake. Shake. Sit. Shake. Good boy. All right, good boy. Where's Fritz? He is hanging out with the other dog right now. They're both in the front room. We're dog sitting this weekend. How many countries weekend at Bernie's their politicians? Maybe there's a tidbit of corruption or incentive to stay in. Can we start a poll in here? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to start a poll, but I would like to see what is the over under that the new leader of Iran is dead, because he was not seen at the funeral. He hasn't been seen literally since he took charge and we wounded him. I think what's the over under? The guy is even still alive, which honestly, solid tactical decision by the Iranians. Be led by a ghost that the U.S. is going to continue to look for. Solid plan. Never seen an old dog go from prone to standing like. He's my old boy. He's about to be here in a couple days. What day is it? In 3 days, Knox will be 12. And when he was a puppy, that's what I told him I wanted. I was like, I'd like to, if he makes it past 12, he's had a good long life. And he's still healthy. He's got a little bit of a limp from arthritis, but we give him carprofen. And every day past 12 is a blessing. And that is my best buddy in the whole wide world. Starting to play Star Citizen. As a new player, Hauler, good choice. And since I refuse to use a guide, I've been stumbling around its mechanics like an old drunk. This game is way too fun and addictive. I blame you. You're welcome. What are you hauling? You running a whole B? Are you doing, I don't know. I will tell you right now, if you end up in the Discord, I have an org, if you want to join, and we do have like org chat and shit like that, and people can help you. And they're very willing to. I've noticed, like, by and large, people in the Star Citizen community, if you just use global chat, like, how do I do this? They'll help you out every single time. Except for the one asshole who's constantly gonna tell you Alt F4. Don't Alt F4. Saw the Hiroshima Museum in Japan, and it changed my views on nukes. Really? I would love to see it someday. My brother's seen it. He's actually been to even Saipan. He was invited out there while he was in the Navy, which is wild to me. I just felt like we need some sound. That's my good old boy. That's my best buddy in the whole wide world. I understand loving your job, but some people, mainly politicians, take it way too far. Otherwise, my dad been in law enforcement for 25 years and is set to retire next year. I could not be prouder of him. Exactly. Serve with honor and distinction, and then move out of the way. So here's the thing, right? And I used to think in the military, man, people who spend 30 years in the military, they're like tip of the top. Not so much. Not so much anymore. I don't think that, right? Like, leaders need to be, what's the word I'm looking for? God, man, I cannot speak tonight. Where you're easy to transition from one thing to another. Flexible. We'll go with flexible. Anyways, leaders need to be flexible. And I realize at my 16 years that I was in, 16 years, 7 months, exactly, no days. And there was very little I had in common with the new soldiers coming in. Very little. Now think about it, if I had done that for 25, 30 years, there's very little that I have in common with them. Some of our experiences will be the same, but most of them won't. When I came in, cell phones were kind of a new thing. You know, I had one. You know, we didn't have tablets and all these other shit like that. We didn't have, you know, a lot of the extra shit they do. And it's, yeah. Adaptive. There you go. That's a good one. Versatile. Another good one. More soundboard. A10. There we go. The flying fart of freedom. You see that Chinese copy of the Javelin left a massive smoke trail? No, I didn't. Part of the... oh my God. China hasn't figured that out yet? You know, we may be farther ahead than I thought. Man-portable, either air defense systems, anti-armor systems, things like that, need to use smokeless rocket fuel. Why? Because a smoke trail is a fast way to find out who fired at you. Or at least their general vicinity. There should be term limits. Totally agree. I totally agree. We've had too many people up there, right? Like, it's so weird to me that you have a large portion of, I mean, realistically, the president has incredibly limited power. That's the way the United States government works, right? They have incredibly limited power. But when you have people who've been in these offices for 20, 30, 40 years, and they're bitching about something that has been a problem for 25 years, and they're saying, well, it's all that guy's fault. That dude who was elected 2 years ago, it's all his fault. And I'm like, what are we talking about? Hi, Fish.
You did miss a super chat. I sent you a picture.
Oh, you sent me a picture? I missed a super chat?
You did.
What? Afghanistan? Buckets of fun? Oh, Texas T says, can you say it like buff? In the Middle East smells like goat tang. That's why Muzzies love them. It reminds them of home.
And Middle East smells like goat fucking ass. Goat tang? I don't even know what tang is. But that's why the Muzzies love it so goddamn much.
Insider trading, make it open source? Bro, that's the thing. That's another thing. And they're so smart about it. They're so smart. They're like, well, it's not insider trading. You're right. It's your friends who are on the committee who are about to make these purchases who tell you what to buy because you're not on the committee. Therefore, it's not insider information. I hate it so much. That, like, You guys remember Pelosi trades? Like that's a website or an app that where you follow Nancy Pelosi's trades, stock trades, and people were beating the market like crazy. Why do we allow politicians to trade stocks? Like why? Why? You're already getting a ton of money every single year. That's so wild to me. When you can follow a politician's trades and you immediately beat the standard of the market, something is wrong. National Public Radio, Kara did a pro-gun story on Dallas police arresting me illegally for open carry. The world is upside down. NPR's pro-gun now. Yeah, Texas is an open carry state, isn't it? That's wild to me that would happen in Texas, but I mean, it is. Dallas is kind of blue, my dude. Going to Oshkosh this year. Hope to see Buff shouting slurs and kids smacking his lips. I will be there as well, Flat Boy. I don't know what days I'm going to be there. I need to finalize some details. I know Oshkosh is in like 2 weeks. I'm ruthlessly behind on travel plans. I am so far behind. Did you see that Great China? The Great China finally managed to copy SpaceX and Blue Origin homework and land a space rocket on a barge. I would be willing to bet that they did have someone get them the information. I mean, honestly, game recognizes game. We try and steal from them, but it turns out we're stealing shit that we came up with 3 or 4 years ago. It's much cheaper to just steal technology from other countries and remanufacture it than it is to just do your own R&D. Much cheaper. The cheapest option, however, is what Russia does. Lie about it. Way cheaper. It's cheaper than both. You don't got to worry about manufacturing costs. You just don't post any videos or publish any information about it. And then one day you say, oh, we have this and it is perfect. It was perfect from day one. Obviously, that's not fucking true. Land is very hard to lose money on real estate. Very true. Almost everywhere in the United States, if you purchase land, property, buildings, as long as you maintain it, that is an appreciating asset. What I don't understand is people who put themselves in a crazy debt over depreciating assets, right? I also personally, this is a personal thing, and I've never done this in my life, even before I started doing well on social media. I refuse to finance a toy. Motorcycle, ATV, UTV, fucking jet ski, boat. I refuse. I will finance a truck or a car to get me back and forth to work. That makes sense. I need something to be able to travel. Not a problem. I have never in my life, I've always bought just like older bikes, a couple years old. They're still in good condition. I save up for them. I've always done that. You know, I don't ever I don't finance toys. You said I should fly first class and have Nick fly coach like he did to us last time? Bastard. You now have a pupper in your audience. My dog is in the car. And very busy day at doggy daycare. Knox, speak. Speak. All right, we're going to toss it up and it's going to go in your mouth. Oh, you missed. It's okay. It's okay. We'll try again. There we go. That's my good boy. Who's my best buddy in the whole wide world? That's my dude. All right. You can go lay down. Good boy. Oh, I just hit my desk. Buy that year-old truck. Don't bother buying new. Exactly. Oh, dude, trucks nowadays? Like, I have my truck. And could I buy a new truck? Could I go out and get me, finance a brand new Raptor or TRX? Yeah, absolutely. My truck is perfectly fine. It's got 100,000 miles on it. I bought it brand new in 2015. Shouldn't have bought it brand new. It was a year old. I bought it in 2016. It was a 15. And no, it's 2 years old. I bought it in the beginning of 17. But anyways, bought it. It's perfectly fine. It is a perfectly capable truck. And you know what's crazy? People are like, well, the motor will go out eventually. Transmission will go out. It's still cheaper than buying a new vehicle. Like, someone said term limits. Oh, term limits lets the lobbyists wait out the politicians and minimizes the window for profiting from the office, so the corruption would go hard. You're not wrong. I think lobbying in general should be heavily monitored and or illegal. Like I went down the lobbying rabbit hole, and obviously everyone's going to bring up like AIPAC. Got it. Bro, there's like 3 or 4 foreign entities that are lobbying in the United States and don't have to register as a foreign asset. AIPAC is one of them. Another one is Saudi. I mean, they don't nearly have as much money as AIPAC does, but yeah, it's wild, dude. It's fucking wild. Don't buy your old truck if it has canards. Never buy a truck with canards. You ever notice when the U.S. strikes, they show footage of hitting their targets, yet the IRGC just shows footage of them launching missiles? Absolutely. It's because they can't get observers at the impact points. So they're just like, we hit. We're like, you hit the desert, dude. Like, you hit sand. It's everywhere. So there are some leakers that are going to get through just based off of impact points. Your videos keep me upright as I deal with a brain tumor. So thank you for keeping me laughing. Nostalgia podcast. Hey man, I'm sorry to hear about your brain tumor. Keep fighting. Don't ever fucking quit. You're not allowed to quit. I know I met Jake Barr recently. Me and him we followed each other for a long time, but I met him recently. One of the greatest dudes I've ever met. Like, definitely he's the same person offline as he is in videos, 100%. And those are the people that I gravitate towards. Nico's the same person as he is online. Fucking Rich is the same person he is online. Nick, Eli, Brandon, Cody, all of them are the same. Zach, all of them are the same people as they are online. And those are the people I gravitate towards. But don't ever fucking quit, man. You fight tooth and nail. You deserve to be here. So you got this shit. Going to Michigan next month for vacation, taking my camper and my Pugget. That's a pug rat terrier. Oh dear God, there must never be silence in your house. To see my family and my TISM is lighthouses, so win-win. Oh yeah, they have lighthouses on like Lake is it Superior? Is it Lake Michigan? It's not Erie. Erie is up by New York, I think. I don't know. Thanks, man. I got tears in my eyes. Thank you so much. Yeah, you ain't got to thank me, man. You know, I tell you what, you do got to thank me. Here's how you thank me. You pull through. That's what you do. That's all I need you to do, man. That's it. Illegal. That was for times whenever people rode horses to Washington. Illegal. Do you see the custom revolvers that Turkey gifted and how European leaders are lame? Oh yeah, they probably got to like turn them into the proper authorities. I saw one of them. It was like a badass revolver. I was like, that actually goes pretty hard. But they gave it to, I don't know. Was it Germany's prime minister? I don't know. I saw a video one. I wasn't really paying attention. All hail Sir Longballs. It is. I'm going to turn on the little vent thing here. I can point it towards you if you want me to, dude. Here. We'll just keep some air flowing that way for the dude. He's obviously toasty. Happy Pupper. Did Eli ever go to the furniture museum? I don't think he ever did. You don't own the land unless you have an allodial title. I don't know what that means, but usually a deed is more than enough legal precedent. Hello, Mrs. Linecrosser. You're live on the stream.
Oh, hi, Fish. I was just going to tell you, Knox isn't toasty. He's scared of the thunder.
Oh, is it thundering outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
He deserves an extra cookie.
He deserves an extra cookie? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Knox, you want a treat? He's having like Vietnam flashbacks as soon as I said that. All right, I got him, love. Love you.
Okay, for him, bye.
Well, I say I love you and she doesn't say it back. That's crazy. Don't yell at me. Who taught you that language? Was it your aunt? Did she teach you that language? These are small. You get 2. There we go. I just huck him at him because if I try and, use my hand, he'll just put my whole hand in his mouth. Like, that works. Oh, clumsy Slayer, you said I love you? That's good. Mrs. Linecrosser didn't say it. It's crazy. Oh. How would I go about modifying the AIM-54 Phoenix missile to modernize it? I know the AMRAAM is more effective, but something about a Mach 4 tree with 130 pounds of explosives is incredibly American. Sir, have you heard of the AIM-174, which is a modified Standard Missile 6 off of an Aegis combat system or out of the VLS, strapped to the bottom of an F-18, which can carry apparently 4 of them. It can reach further than the radar on the F-18 is capable of, but don't worry, that's in the works with IBCS to be able to, well, I mean, jets can already do it, fire off of someone else's missile truck. I did it for the cookie. Yo, the cookie. Yeah, that's great. That's actually fucking funny as hell. They tried, the AIM-54C was the attempt. Mrs. HLC is a lifelong subscriber. She is. But yeah, that's what I would do is the AIM-174. They just took a regular missile that we already use, modified it, and used it for air-to-air, which I have no idea how much explosive and or kinetic energy is in a missile that is that size. I'm telling you, if it's comparable to a Patriot interceptor, which I'm told the Standard Missile 6 is, now it's modified to go underneath a jet. But a Patriot can weighs, on a PAC-2, which is the single missile cans, weigh like 3,000 pounds. Bro, strapping 4 of those under a jet is wild. How they hanging today? Not that low. Not that low. Battleship Cove is on my list. The American Heritage Museum, I haven't heard of that one, but it is in Mass, and I do plan on going to Mass. I'm looking at 20-year-old diesels. I'll pay $20,000 to $30,000 for a Pavement Princess with low miles because it's cheaper. Long-term, newer trucks that run on 87. You're not wrong, Gamer Valine. I will tell you, though, be careful, because in the U.S. we have this thing called diesel culture. And I'm making that term up. I haven't heard it anywhere. But when I say diesel culture, what happens is if it was like an old farm truck that some farmer had that just kept it nice, took care of it, maintained it, great purchase. However, if that person at any point in time gave it to like their son, their nephew or something like that, and he was one of the diesel bros, all they do is slap a big ass turbo underneath it because they want it to roll coal, and they give it a chip and they never take care of it. You're going to have fucking bent head studs. You're going to have fucking overpressure issues, oil leaks. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. So find yourself one that was like taken care of. It's clapped out. Perfect example. Yeah, perfect. Dude, for some reason, these guys like, oh, I got a turbo diesel. Yeah, it came with the turbo, the intercooler, and everything else. You just found another turbo that someone blew up on a fucking Kenworth or a Cat and slapped it in there. Now you think it's fast because you're an idiot. Ugh. New diesels need DEF. I hate that. I hate that. Diesel exhaust fluid, I loathe that. Because you're just asking them to pay for something else that doesn't really help that much. The bigger question, how the fuck does an F-18 get airborne? Solid question. Mostly thrust. Yeah. In thrust, we trust. I think that was something I read somewhere on someone's patch. Can't believe AC is further along in the Horus Heresy book series than you are. You really going to let that Neanderthal outread you? We're on the same book. We're both on the Eisenstein. I just haven't really read it. Got some more travel coming up, so I'll probably read it again. Lift and separate. That's what happens in prison. I'm just kidding. Do I find the Air Force may try to adapt the AIM, or do I think the Air Force may try to adapt the 174 to be comparable with the Strike Eagle? Also, NGAD when? We don't really have any information on NGAD. We've gotten that one like mock-up, and the Air Force has straight up said, like the one that everyone's like, it's got canards, and like wanted to come at me. The Air Force put out a statement. They're like, it doesn't look like that at all. Which is great, because if they make one with canards, I have a gay persona I will absolutely use on it without question. Do I think the AIM-174 will be compatible with the Strike Eagle? As far as I'm aware right now, they are not planning that. Wouldn't be a hard transition. Heavy missile, plane with a fuck ton of thrust and lift. That tracks. I did hear that they are, aside from that, they are measuring the inside weapons bays of the F-35 and the F-22 to be retrofitted with the Mako, which is America's new hypersonic fucking, I don't know if it's air or air to ground. I read it once and I just totally brain dumped it. But wouldn't put it past them. Not a hard ask. Not really. So NGAD, eventually, look, this is the thing. You got to understand, if this is your, I don't know how old you are. If this is your first rodeo and you haven't been around that long, oftentimes we find out about American military programs, especially aviation ones, by accident. Like they don't really do a big, granted with this administration, because of the narcissism associated with it, there's probably going to be a big release with lots of shows and all sorts of other cool shit. But like, we didn't know that stealth Blackhawks exist. Well, you, John Q. Public, didn't know that stealth Blackhawks existed until we crashed one in Pakistan when we were taking out bin Laden. No one knew those were a thing. Well, people outside the military didn't know those were a thing. And I haven't looked into it, but did we know about the F-117 before the whole Serbia incident? Did we know? Will not fit in an F-35. No, it's not going to fit in it. I'm saying the Mako is going to be in the F-35. No. The F-35 is a sensor platform for the AIM-174. You're saying yes? So we knew about the F-117 before the whole Serbia incident? Okay, I'm not sure. I know that when they took it down, we didn't even try and retrieve the wreckage, and they have it in a museum somewhere in their country. And we're just like, that's cool. That's old tech. We don't care. We got the pilot out, which is really what matters. Oh, the F-117 was announced in the first Gulf War. Hasn't that thing been operating since like the 80s? That's fair. So we'll probably find out about NGAD after it's had, obviously right now it's probably in test phase. I don't even know if they have a flight, a flight test for it. No clue. But we'll probably find out about 3 or 4 years later. And it's important to note when you talk about generations of aircraft, there is no globally agreed upon standard for generation. So when China's like, we have a 6th gen. If we ever get our hands on one, we're going to pick it apart and find out how it compares to our generations of aircraft, right? Su-57 doesn't even meet the American standard because there's no agreed upon global standard. Now Western countries, NATO and US, kind of have our own standard, has to have a reduction in radar cross-section of greater than 90% to be considered stealth. The Su-57 doesn't. Therefore, by NATO standards, the Su-57 is actually classified as a reduced visibility aircraft. Oh, it was announced in Just Cause 89? Okay. See, that's why I asked. I didn't know off the top of my head. Mako might / should fit in an F-35A or C. Last I heard when I was reading about the Mako missile is that they have already been out to measure the weapons bays on the F-35 to see if it would fit and potentially make modifications. Bought my 98 F-150 in high school, graduated in 23. It's been my one and only, still my daily, and the diesel goobers will always be broken brain dead. You're not wrong. Does it have you said 98 F-150, so that's like 2nd or 3rd gen. So that one wouldn't have the 306. That would probably have the 50 or the 46 in it. Is it 46 or 47? It was a really small V8 they put in some of the F-150s back then because EPA was really just on some people's necks. So 4.6. Okay, yeah. Right around the 90s, the EPA came out with a requirement that all vehicles must get at least 300 miles to the tank. And other companies, Chevrolet and Ford, went with smaller V8s. Chevrolet went from the 5.7 to the 5.3. Ford went from the 5.0 to the 4.6. And Dodge put bigger fuel tanks underneath. Them old 5.9 Magnums, holy fuck, they had like 36-gallon fuel tanks on them. Bro, it's so wild. The 90s were a wild time when it came to automakers. Bigger tanks. Yep. That's what Mopar did. Bigger tanks. Dude, I'm telling you, if you find an old like 90s, late 90s Dodge Ram like 1500 with the 5.9 Magnum, go fill one up at a gas station. You're going to be like, is it leaking out? Where is it all going? It's like the whole under bed of the truck was just a gas tank. It's wild, man. Yeah, I love my 88 F-150. You have the 306. Solid motor. Solid motor. The 306 cylinder is a great engine, and I'm so mad at Ford that they got rid of it. I'm also mad at Jeep for getting rid of the fucking 4.0. That 4.0 straight 6, bulletproof. If I ever owned a machine, like a mechanic shop, and someone brought in a 4.0 Jeep and the engine was blown, I would call that person in. What did you do? Did you use fucking Nutella for engine oil and run this thing for 100,000 miles? How did you kill it? Freaking Invincible. I want to say yes, like they were hard to kill. They were very hard to kill, but we kind of blew the motor on one. It was weird, right? We were driving, we were doing 25 miles an hour, but it was the second time the speedometer had gone around. It was a 4-speed, top of 4th gear, pinned to the floor, red line in that thing, and all of a sudden you hear a hard wham, and she was just throwing white out of the exhaust. And we're like, well, there goes the rings. Engine's done. Or we cracked the block, there's water getting in, whatever, right? We're just like, it's fucked. We parked it, left it there at my dad's property. And like 6 months later, we had to move it. And he's like, yeah, just put some oil in it and try and get her to move. Okay. Put some oil in it, fired it up. No smoke. None. It repaired itself. I have no idea how that works. White is water. Okay. So yeah, probably cracked the edge of the cylinder head and opened up a water jacket. Well, no. I mean, blue smoke, kind of like a whitish blue is burning oil. So that's, yeah. Never change the oil. It'll go. 87 Dodge Durango V. Wait, they made Durangos in 87? I thought like first gen of Durangos was like early 2000s and they had the 5.3 318 in them. Huh. Want to see DARPA make some Super Gout Warthog, reinforce the AC-130 or put 4 to 6 rows on the nose and load the brim with ammo. This is the thing. I love the Hog. I love the Hog. Solid air platform. It's versatile. It's upgradable, which is really the name of the game when it comes to the United States. We want something that, like, yes, it works for now, but can we upgrade it in the future? We want something that is modular, so to speak. Great platform. I have nothing bad to say about the A10. However, I feel like with modern technology, we could go bigger. Bigger bullets, bigger gun. I don't know. We could go bigger airframe, more guns, more GAU 8s. I don't know. We could do it. I feel like we have the technology. The only thing better than one A10 doing a gun run is an A10 with 2 of the same nose cannon. I feel like this is doable. Lean versus Rich, smoke color. I don't know. When you hear a loud wham, like it's... Why is Nox orange? The lighting. There we go. Now he looks like his normal self. They had the tech, World War II, Mussy. I remember seeing that. I feel like you're retarded. No. If there's anything in this world worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And that's just kind of the American way. We just be building shit. Some work out to be healthy, some work out to improve their thrust to weight ratio. Giggity giggity. I work out, not because I want to be thin, not because I want to be strong, because I like holding large dogs like a baby. That's literally my existence in life. When I go up to Buffalo to Rich's podcast, he has a 3-legged dog named Scoot, weighs like 100 pounds. Oh, I'm going to pick up Scoot and hold him like a baby. That's happening. That is without question. I'm going to scoop Scoot. 86 Dodge Ram D150 is... No, that's a real thing. Because I had an 88 D50. You guys remember the Ram 50s? I blew the motor on it. It was a Mitsubishi motor. Why in the fuck would Dodge ever put a Mitsubishi motor in their thing? Well, I guess they didn't make 4 cylinders really back then. And then they were thick on it and came out with the SRT4 because, you know what's crazy is kids nowadays have no idea that an SRT4 existed. Like some kid made a video. He's like, look at this neon. It says SRT4 on it. What are we talking about? And it's like, bro, you didn't know the SRT4 existed? SRT6, I could see that because I don't know of an SRT6 that ever existed, but SRT4 was unreasonably powerful for its year. Have I ever tried golf? I love golf. I'm not good at it. I'm terrible at it, but I really enjoy hitting the ball, going to find the ball, and then driving the cart drunk. I'm very good at that. 2 GAU 8s will not fly? Ye have little faith. Remember, we made an F111 fly. Was just nothing but thrust and carrying capacity. They're like, I don't know if we can carry this much. And some engineer went, hear me out. Huge fucking engines. I think we could make it fly. We would need bigger engines. We would need to completely redesign the entire platform. But I feel like we could do it. The F-111 had enormous fucking engines. What are you talking about? Wolfram goes, hold my beer. How's it hanging? A, long and heavy, and B, hard to carry. I wish mine was hard to carry. It's actually relatively easy with the right boxer briefs. Support is important, folks. How do you put countermeasures on a plane big as Air Force One? You can't just pop flares anymore. Missiles, just ignore them. Or is that fake news? Yes and no. Okay. So Air Force One, and I haven't read up on this, but it probably protects itself with a couple of different variants, right? Number one, you're going to have electronic warfare. Yes, there's going to be escort jets with it. That's a real thing that happens. However, let's just negate that and we'll just say, okay, without jets, what's on its own? You're going to have electronic warfare suite somewhere in that plane that is going to jam every signal known to man trying to get to that fucking plane, except for the ones we want to get through. American electronic warfare really is good. Like, I mean, aside from some of the fuck ups we have, it really is a solid, like we have really good electronic warfare. Then you're going to have flares and chaff. Now, here's the thing. Flares missiles are smarter, yes, but they don't just ignore flares. Okay. Now they did at one point in time, because at one point in time, you need more heat than is coming out of that engine. So we just had a flare, but now flares are a lot more high tech. Okay. So flares will actually mimic, in some cases, and I'm assuming on Air Force One, they'll actually mimic the exact heat of the engine. They want to produce the exact same temperatures coming out of the engine to fool the missile into going elsewhere. Now, chaff is a hard one because it's not as effective when it comes to ground-based air defense systems, because our filters are way lower than the filters on an airborne platform. So when I talk about chaff, Patriot will ignore chaff for the most part, unless it's really thick. But when you're following someone, you're in the dominant position behind them in an aircraft, and you have a radar guided missile, chaff can break up the radar return of said aircraft and or the seeker on board said missile once it goes pitbull, which is so radar sees jet, you fire missile. Once you get the missile lock, missile goes to where the radar tells it to go. And then at a certain predetermined distance based on the missile platform, it's called going pitbull. And when it goes pitbull, what happens is the radar lock from the jet lets it go, and an onboard seeker on board that missile grabs a hold of the target and guides itself in. Now, because it's smaller and you want to try and keep costs down, that onboard seeker is a whole lot less powerful / technologically advanced than the jet's radar. So there's a chance, right? Now, you're not going to be doing evasive maneuvers in fucking Air Force One, but I promise you, the second you get anywhere near them with a threatening posture, the might of the U.S. Air Force, Navy, whoever, some random guy in a hot air balloon with a fucking man-pad air defense system is going to show up and ruin your day. Okay, so it's a very finite resource. You're going to have to fire and move, and hope you move to somewhere the U.S. can't reach. Maybe Mars. We haven't tried to bomb Mars. I mean, I'm sure we could bomb the moon. I'm relatively confident we could do that, but maybe Mars. Do you understand ALE 50's tow decoys? No, I haven't heard too much about tow decoys. Wouldn't put it past them. I know very little about it. My mods are just tagging me like, shut the fuck up. Oh, I love it. Let's just not go into this. I have the answer to countermeasures. Perfa torque is set to 32 inch-pounds mounted on a speed handle with a bit attached. Install the mag. Whatever he means. Words. So it's not pigeons. No, we killed off all those. Oh, man. No, that was all weapons. I've given up on you learning anything. Hold on. I wasn't that far off. You know that. Have we bombed the moon before? Like on purpose, not like a probe accidentally, we miscalculated and it hit the moon, like on purpose. We bombed the moon. I didn't know we bombed hold on. I'm going to Google this. So we drafted a project to nuke the moon at one point in time in 1958 called Project A119. However, the U.S. has never intentionally crashed spent rockets or probes into the lunar surface for scientific research. We let a booster rocket hit the moon. No bombing. Okay. I was about to say, guys, that's going to be another thing I bring up. Like, have you ever bombed the moon? We'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again. I mean, I'm relatively convinced nowadays with modern technology, it wouldn't be a hard ask. The hardest part would be like trajectory. Oh my gosh. Because once you get it outside the atmosphere, you require very little thrust for it to maintain its speed. Very little. So, I mean, it would probably get there in like a couple days, but we could probably. Chaff and flares require special maintenance and inspection. DIRCM is more likely if you need, look into the P8. I've never heard of DIRCM. I say DIRCM because I think of DIRFM, which is spelled kind of similar, which is it's jamming. God, I was thinking it was a type of munition. DIRFM is a Russian type of jamming. DIRFM. So DIRCM is, yeah. And it's funny, and it's so wild to me. Like, when I would program jammers into the system, someone would be like, oh, it's DIRFM. Motherfucker, we're fighting Iran. It's not DIRFM. It's just a jammer. It's either continuous, non-continuous, fucking repeater, or quiet. God damn it. Learn some things. Durka. Durka, Muhammad Jihad. I remember I set up an air battle one time in El Paso, and the aggressor was Mexico. But Mexico had all Russian equipment that I gave them. I set up that air battle. And they're like, what am I defending? And I was like, America. From what? Mexico. Look, Mexico, we have bombed you before, and we'll do it again. We did it on accident back in the 1940s. It was a total accident. There's a reason why if you look at the nose section of a V2, the American V2, there's a notch in the bottom of the gyro, because in 1946 at the White Sands Test Facility, they put the gyro in upside down, and the missile was supposed to go north, and it went south. And we had a V2 land in a cemetery outside of Juarez, Mexico. That's a real thing that happened. Can you imagine that? Being the guy, you're like 3, 2, 1, and you launch it, and you're like, all right, it's going up. Why is it going south? That would be hilarious. I mean, probably not as funny considering before they had the one go south, they had one go straight up and then come right back down. It didn't have a payload. We were just trying to build a rocket. I've came your Gulf? What? What are we talking about? Good Australian morning, HLC. Hope you had a great Freedom Day and got irresponsibly intoxicated in a true American fashion. See, I like Aussies that are like that, man. Like, and that's the way I try and be with other countries. Like when Canada had their Freedom Day, I was like, man, Canadians, was it Freedom Day? It's the 1st of July. I'm like, fucking rock that shit, Canada. Enjoy that shit. Have a good time. Do whatever. I don't know what they do for that. Maybe they do like military flyovers and shit, and they drink heavily. Maybe that's legal in Canada. I don't know what they do, but I'm just like, do whatever it is to the best. When other countries celebrate things, except Russia, I just want to watch their Freedom Day parade and laugh. Or Victory Day parade and laugh. My squadron bombed a bar in Delaware once. Fun story. Were you responsible for one of the weapons we've lost? We always drink heavily. You know, based off of your relative distance to Wisconsin, very plausible. Also, you don't think about how cold you are when you're drunk. Also, am I the only one that when I'm like heavily intoxicated and I don't know about it anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. But like I can run forever. I feel like I can run for like the wind forever. And I'm never out of wind. I'm never out of breath. It's been a few years, but yeah. I have an idea. Citizenship swap program between Canada, America, and Australia. This would only be a net positive. That's actually really awesome. That we could take all the people who like guns, freedom, beer, and just awesome shit and bring them here. And everyone who wants free healthcare can go up to Canada and they can kumbaya around the fire. And anyone who wants to fight for their life every day can go on down to Australia. We talked about that on Kind of Consensual. Could you imagine the first people to go to Australia? Like, guys, we can't tell anyone about this. We can't. I'd be like, well, why not? You know, we can tell them what we saw here. And like, no. They're gonna hang us for being witches or being senile or insane if we tell them there are giant hopping deer down here with pouches that are fist fighting each other. We cannot fucking tell people about this. Like, we talked about that on Kind of Consensual. It hasn't come out yet, but I was like, yeah, that's a wild thing. Or like trying to explain bears to the first like Spaniards that came to the United States. Like, okay. So we have these furry tractors, and they run at like 35, 40 miles an hour, faster than you. Well, I'll climb a tree. That's not going to help you. They can do that too. Well, what do? You shoot them a lot. In the head? No, not there. That'll just piss them off. What the fuck? Yeah, no, like just trying to explain that to people who've never seen a fucking... Now I know they got bears in northern Russia, but the world was a lot bigger back then and not as small. Healthcare in Canada is only good if you're here illegally. Ooh, Wolfram. They're talking about your country, son. Wolfram's a Canadian. We only came along because Yanks needed someone to look up to. That's awfully mighty words from somebody who has an entire military the size of several of our National Guards. But continue, please. Don't give the bears cocaine. Yeah, could you imagine explaining that? Look, don't give the bears cocaine. What's a bear? Okay, it's a giant furry tractor with teeth that eats you and berries. It can climb trees, but don't worry, during the wintertime, they're asleep for like months at a time. Why they sleep for months at a time? I don't fucking know. They just do. They also hunt fish. They can grab fish out of rivers, but don't give them cocaine. What is cocaine? It's this plant that grows down in South America. You haven't been there yet. Just don't give it to them. Like, I just... They have to put this way up on a V2. Bro, it's a real thing. That is a real... I'm not making that up. You can look up when the U.S. accidentally launched a V2 missile or V2 rocket into Juarez, Mexico. That is a real thing that happened.
Would you intercept
Alan
me?
Bettis, what is up?
I'd intercept me.
If you have not watched Tex Talks History the Christmas Story yet, you absolutely should do a reaction video to it. Just be prepared to get pissed about some of the stuff you'll hear in there.
Tex Talks History on the Christmas Story. I haven't even heard of that. All right, I'll check it out. Oh, you guys hit a parking lot weapons? God damn it. BDU 33 25-pound practice bomb and it hung off the range in New Jersey. Oh my gosh. Am I related to the Swedish chef from the Muppets? It's because I can't use words? That's fair. I deserve that. I'm going to go clean my mouth out with muzzle flash later on. How's that going to make you feel? And Zachary Brass, I'm going to write your name on my note. Can't say the word of what I'm going to do. I have to use euphemisms, synonyms, analogies, metaphors. But you pick up what I'm laying down. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. My idea would only be a net positive as it would let the purple hair crowd leave the U.S. more easily and true lovers of America like myself become citizens. Bro, this is the thing, man. I can't imagine moving to a country that you hate. Like, it's so wild to me, man. Like, if I went to Australia, like, let's say I'm like, U.S. is dead to me, I'm going to Australia. I would be the most, I don't know what the equivalent is, I'm sorry, star-spangled Australian that the world had ever seen. I would be like, this country gave me everything, these people are amazing. Like, I would never talk shit about the place that I'm living. And I would talk shit to everybody else, but that's just my mentality. The team I'm on is always the team that's winning. That's just my mentality. I can't imagine moving to a place that you hate just to talk shit about it the whole time. Mr. Kangaroo, would that not be a war crime? Flowers milk a cat? What? Did I miss? Okay, no. There we go. Likening us to those people, we still love you. That's the thing. Good luck with our wildlife. Oh, dude, down in Australia? I don't know. Like, I do want to say that. Yeah, because you got box jellyfish, blue ring octopus, fucking great white sharks. Like, don't go in the ocean. That tracks. Oh, also the what's that snail? What is the fucking? You guys have like a snail that will kill you like super dead, as if that's more dead than normal dead. But then you get on land, snakes, danger noodles, all of them will kill you. All of them. Spiders, if they don't kill you, they're fucking huge. And the ones that do kill you are not as huge, right? But there was an Australian guy, and he was doing a video, and he's like, "Oh, you Americans, you always talk about how everything down here is dangerous. But here's the thing: you talk about snakes and spiders. Just watch where you step. You guys have bears and mountain lions." And I'm like, "Oh, hold on, you're leaving out saltwater crocodiles. You fucking have those." Okay, don't even play that game with me. And the difference between an alligator and a crocodile is significant. Aside from size, temperament. I hear alligators are like puppies. Basically, is what they are. I still have a firm rule that I don't fuck with something that has been around since the Cretaceous period, but that's my own personal thing. Australia, Africa, PvE servers? No, Africa's the PvP server. Australia is the PvE server. Yes. Neil's leading an uprising in Tassie. I just wanted, like, I watch Neil videos, man. He's always just causing a ruckus. He is chaotic neutral. Like, he doesn't pick on anyone specifically. He's just like, yeah, fuck this road. Nobody's getting to work today. Like, he just, it's so good. I love it. I love when an animal is just like, yeah, fuck all this. I'm going to do what I want. It's like the bison, which also another fucking weird thing that America has. The bison in Yellowstone. They're like, hey, tourists, don't get close to the bison. They will kill you. And there was one, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, he had mauled like 4 people, tourists. And people were asking, like, on Twitter or Instagram, like, is Yellowstone National Park Service going to do anything about this? They're like, yeah, we tell people to stay away from him. Well, he's dangerous. Don't get near him. They're all dangerous. Like, everyone thought they were going to put the guy down, and they're like, no, he's fine. He gored like 4 or 5 people in one season, which is funny as hell. Go look up the Gimpy plant. I don't want to look up the plant. I know the plants there will kill you too. Oh, also, we watched that movie. There's a movie. It was on Netflix. Like Save Me or Save Us, where this woman like works in an office and then they get stranded on a deserted island. Well, you think it's deserted. And then she's like taking care of this dude and then ends up like, it's a wild movie. Bro, that movie, while you're 15 milligrams deep on gummy, is fucking wild. I had no idea what was going to happen. I was on her team, then off her team, then on her team, and then off of her team. And then at the end, I was back on her fucking team again. Bro, that's a wild movie to watch when you're 15 milligrams deep. It is strange. Don't pet the furry tractor. Neil only hates traffic cones. Didn't they give him like they gave him like a tracker on top of his head last year or the year before? Southern Cross tattoo, flannel shirt, stubbles, and a mullet. Argue over the Barra in a Ford Bombador. Bro, I have Oswolf. What are we talking about? First of all, in a Ford or a Bombador, I know what a Ford is. That word I know. I don't know what a Bombador is. Over the Barra, I have no clue what that is. Southern Cross, those words I know. Tattoo I know. Flannel shirt, no clue what that is. Is that a flannel shirt? They did put a tracker on his head. It's gone. Neil just stays fucking with everybody. I love everything about him. Shirt stubbles. Stubble like shirt, like stubble from growth. What is happening right here? Ozzy Wolf, every time I think I can speak to an Australian, I can't. I just can't. I don't. Dude, you guys have so many euphemisms and synonyms, and like, I do like how you guys always put like E at the end of stuff. Not the letter E, but like the sound E. Like I was watching a video about a electrician in Australia, and he's like, oh, the way framies be doing things, and talking about framers. And he's like, oh, the day buzzies, sparkies, which I think is electrician. Why? I love it, but why? Ford Barra is an engine, is it? It's a badass straight 6 from down under. I fuck with that. I've never heard of an engine called the Barra. Like I've heard like a 2JZ, R34, fucking 350, 429. Like I've heard of a lot of engines. R34 is a Skyline. I'm thinking, oh my God. What the fuck is the engine they put in the Helix Surf, the diesel? It's a 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Oh my God. What is it? It's going to drive me nuts. Oh, it's an Aussie 2JZ. So it's a cast block that you can just beat the living piss out of and it's going to take it. That checks. That tracks. Who would win in a fight? A methed up Floridian riding a crocodile or an Aussie with a kangaroo? I'm going to say methed up Floridian. Because meth is a powerful drug. It is a very powerful drug. Now, why he be the crocodile and the kangaroo don't really. I mean, kangaroos are known to drown people in water. I don't know if they could do it to a crocodile. Probably depends on the size. I think in that aspect, the crocodile is the victor there. Australians, though, they're crafty. They had to be. They were sent to literally the most inhospitable place on this planet, and they're like, "Hey, it's nice. I like it. This is good here. The fuck is that? Looks like a grocery bag. Hey, touch it, Mike." And then Mike touches it and he dies. And you're like, "Oh, don't touch the fucking floating grocery bag. That's wild. Hey, what about that little octopus over there with the blue rings on it? Hey, Steve, go touch that fucking octopus." And then they die. And there's just, it's, I totally understand. The more I learn about Australian nature, the more I realize, like, if I was British, I'd be like, "Oh, it's a perfect place for a prison. No one's going to escape. And if they do, fuck them." How the Aborigines did that shit for thousands of years, I have no idea. Meth plus Florida man equals Goku. Hi, buddy. Can't wait for you to see the shirt I sent you. The others will laugh their butts off. I need to go to the P.O. box. I haven't gone to the P.O. box. I might have time tomorrow. I should have time tomorrow. Yeah, I should be able to do that tomorrow. Instagram, I don't care about getting $3,000 for my reels. Don't care. If you're so scared, stay home. We'll invite Mrs. HOC and get a photo with a quokka. A quokka? Is it a quokka or a quokka? No, I want to go to Australia, but is there a time when there's less spiders? Like, is it winter? Is that a thing? I know snakes don't like the cold, but is there a time in Australia where there's less things that are going to kill me out in public? Now, I know, like, people from Sydney are like, "Oh, if you're in the city, it's perfectly fine." Like, I mean, you might see a huntsman every once in a while, which is fucking crazy that people are, like, so cool with huntsmen. They're like, "Oh, they don't hurt you. They hunt mice." And, okay, the fact that an arachnid hunts a mammal, hard pass. Hard pass. No crocs in Florida. You have American crocodiles. They're rare. They don't get like saltwater croc size, but there are American crocodiles. They are. They're just much smaller. I think they get like a max of like 5 feet, maybe, which is it's still a big ass lizard. I get it, but yeah. That one where it gets into the rear hatch on the car on the road. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You guys do have some like pretty adorable animals too, but they're also fucking wild. Like, you guys have what are they called? The thing that poops square and uses its butt to kill animals. That's a real thing. What the hell animal am I thinking of? My brain is thinking capybara, but that's wrong. What is the name of that damn thing? It's a furry animal, but anyways, its whole butt is like cartilage and fat. So it goes into its hole and blocks the entrance with its wombat. There you go. Thank you. Blocks the entrance with its ass. And then when a predator tries to like get around its ass to like get to like the parts it wants, it will use its ass to crush the skull of the animal, which is, and we're not even going to talk about the fucking duckbill platypus. That thing, you can't convince me that's not a science experiment that escaped. I'm sorry. It's a mammal. Okay. That lays eggs. What? Yeah, it has a duckbill too. Why does it have that? It doesn't matter. Well, it's an aquatic animal. Oh, okay, so it stays in the water. Yeah, but it's blind in the water. What the fuck? Yeah, but it's a mammal because it produces milk. Oh, okay, so its infants, its young, suck on its nipples and that's how it gets milk. No, the milk comes out of its armpits. What? Yeah, and it's also got a venomous toe. What is happening? Like, it's such a wild place. Like, you're not going to convince me that that's not an escaped science experiment. Like a jackalope is more believable than a duck-billed platypus. And a jackalope is a wild creature. And it's venomous. What the shit? Yeah, like it has a venomous toe. Why? Why do you need that? What? It's a multi-class PC, bro. He was like, which tree do you want to spec into? Yes. I want venom. I want to lay eggs. I want to be a mammal. I want to be aquatic, but I'm pretty much blind in the water. It's such a wild thing. There's nothing you could tell me that. Yeah, okay, platypuses, they have X-ray vision. I'd believe you. I would absolutely believe you. I wouldn't put it past you. Yeah, platypuses can learn English. Don't care. Probably true. Probably fucking true. Platypuses? Platypi? How do you pluralize platypus? God hit randomize on character creation, bro. It's such a wild creature. It's such a strange thing. And like, no, I don't know if you know this, and Nick told me this. I don't know how true it is. I haven't looked it up, but apparently no one believed that a platypus was a real thing for like 50 years after they were discovered because they'd never had a live one in captivity. They assumed that it was just some random guy sewing animals together, like the dudes who said they found mermaids. It was so like upper torsos to fish and shit. That's a real thing. Until they finally got one like live, and they're like, "Oh, that's a real creature, dude." It's it's wild. You remind me of a podcast I watch about some. Think of the absolute nightmare blunt rotation involving the Primarchs from. That would actually be kind of funny. Just all the Primarchs sitting around, just. I'm gonna kill everything on that planet. We should do that. Like I'm obviously thinking of Fulgrim. I think that's right. Fulgrim. He's the Primarch of the World Eaters. But he would also be like, I'm gonna be mad about it because these fucking bolts. It's Fulgrim, right? A murder of platypuses. I'm Barry the platypus. Kangaroo dragging people to gators. Dude, that's a real thing that I learned is like. I learned that from, I think, Discovery Channel, that if you see a kangaroo go into water, stay away because they're quite good at drowning things in water, which is insane to me. You're a 6 foot tall, kick fighting, boxing, I don't know if it's a marsupial, I don't know what it is. And you're like, your special move is drown the bitch. Australia is a science experiment. The whole country, the whole fucking continent is a science experiment. It's wild. Do you hear the raccoon is on the path to become domesticated like dogs and cats? I look forward to it. I love their little people hands. You remind me of a podcast I watch about. Oh, yeah, that was, I must have missed her previous one. Come for your birthday. Bring Jack. Do the mini sub cruise. It's cooler. Sydney does a light show of the nights called Vivid. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys have winter when we have summer because you're Southern Hemisphere. I do want to do Australia. I very much want to go to Australia, but I need like a good, I guess, guide. And it doesn't have to be a person. You can just write things out. Like, go check this out. Because like I'm an American. I know of like 3 things that exist in Australia, like the Opera House, the Great Barrier Reef, and what's that big red fucking mountain thing you guys have out in the outback? I don't know what it's called. Maybe you have a lot of them. I just know of one that I saw on like the Rescuers Down Under. Oh yeah, and you have golden eagles, which are apparently big enough to pick up little boys. I don't know. It's Australia. I have no clue. Bro, being a lifeguard is in the same training. Oh, Ayers Rock. Okay. Oh, Ularu? Is it? I have no idea. At least Australia isn't 40K catch can? I'm unfamiliar of what that means. I haven't heard of that yet, or who that is, or what that is. I don't know anything about that. Make a video on the BMPT? What about the BMPT? You talking about the Air Defense BMP? Or is that the BMD that I'm thinking of? Don't forget the Irrakundi jellyfish and rockfish. Yeah, rockfish. Yeah. You want to walk around in the water ankle deep where you think nothing can get you? Ha ha, fuck you. There's this thing you're going to step on, and it's going to have a fucking spine that goes into your foot. It's like the most venomous thing in the water. I don't know if those will kill you. Stonefish or rockfish, whatever they're called. Can those kill you? But I think we have those here too. I think those are in the US. Their proper hands are for chicken nuggies. Hell yeah. Raccoons are more qualified to run the country than 90% of Congress, and I'm lowballing. You're not wrong. Favorite Primarch and why is it Dorn? I don't know who Dorn is. I haven't been introduced to Dorn yet. That's Rogel Dorn, right? I don't know his first name. At first, when I was reading the Horus Heresy, I was like, yeah, some of these Primarchs are like legit. Like I was very much team World Eaters because they just had a simplistic form of combat. Keep killing until you either die or they surrender. And once they surrender, you can still kill a few more for a little while. It's a very simple form of warfare. But, I mean, I kind of like the OG Luna Wolves, but I don't know, Rogel Dorn, Imperial Fists. See, I haven't been introduced to them yet. People are like, oh, you got to, learn about the Grey Knights. I haven't been introduced to the Grey Knights yet. I haven't been introduced. The Ultramarines don't exist, I guess, yet. Maybe the Ultramarines are later. I have no clue. Right now, I know the World Eaters, is the Black Templars? I don't know. The Sons of Horus, which formerly the Luna Wolves, the Children of the Emperor, or is it Sons of the Emperor? I don't know. Who else? Blood Angels? Yeah. Man Bear Pig is known as Rougarou. Can we ever meet Mrs. HLC? She pops in every once in a great while, but right now she is on the THC. Yeah, the Iracunda jellyfish is fucking... Why does everything down there want to kill you? Although I will say, the Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on the planet. And if anything was going to survive out there, it's gotta be able to fuck some shit up. All right. Oh, Steve Irwin sounds just like him. Oh, dude, I love Robert Irwin. I would love to meet Robert Irwin. And this is the thing. If I got to meet Robert Irwin, first of all, huge fan. Like, it doesn't matter which country you're from. That's the one thing that I think everyone loved about Steve Irwin. It didn't matter what country you were from. It didn't matter what your background was. He made everyone care about nature and animals, which is, I mean, that's every conservationist dream, right? Like that is every conservationist dream. And his son, I see some of his videos and his reels pop up. Without ever meeting Robert Irwin or Steve Irwin, without ever meeting them, if I was in a room with them and they're like, hey, I'm bringing in this thing, it's like the most, venomous spider and you want to hold it. I trust them so much, like without ever meeting them, that if they were like, hey, you want to hold this thing? It's the most venomous thing on the face of this planet, but they're very nice. I would be like, absolutely. I trust you 100,000%. I don't care what it is. I don't care how creepy it is or anything. If they were like, do you want to hold it? Do you want to touch this? Do you want to, meet this animal that I'm going to bring out that would normally just rip your face off, but this one's super nice? I trust them absolutely. Without question. I would be like, yes, 100%. You want to put it on me? Put it on my shoulder. I don't care. I trust you. Steve Irwin was man incarnate. He absolutely was, man. Catachans are standard human military regiments based entirely on Rambo and use giant fucking knives, specialized in jungle warfare. Sly Marlboro is really Rambo in 40K with lots of yelling. See, that's gangster. Catachan, to you, is a jungle death world where everything is either carnivorous, poisonous, venomous, or both. There's a plant where if you get scratched by one of its leaves, you mutate into one and it'll shoot the leaves at you. So basically 40K made Australia. Got it. 40K made Australia. 30K is a bit of an advanced place to start. Try the Capheus. I've heard that a lot. Capheus, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Kane series, much more beginner friendly. I think that's part of the isn't that like tie into part of the Horus Heresy? I'm just trying to read up until like the Siege of Terra. And that's where I like, probably once, I get through some more of these, I'll go like, all right, I'm going to jump to the Siege of Terra and I want to learn about that. But Sly Marbo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate this. We went a little bit over tonight. That's okay. So if you'd like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, check out some stuff. But if you would, the cheapest and easiest way to support the channel is just watch my videos. And that's all I'll ever ask you guys. So thank you all so much for being here. Remember, I care about every single one of you. I love you guys. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. I'll see y'all next time.